So I know my background is pretty messy because I'm currently in the process of a lot of stuff, but Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Cabin Fever comes out in December this year, and I've been reviewing the animated films as they've been releasing each month, or not each month, each year. And I used to love the live action movies, and I never really talked about them. So um, in preparation for the new movie coming out. And since I know, and Gen V just finished its season, so I don't have to talk about that week to week. I will still be talking about Invincible though. I decided I want to talk about um, what else but the Diary of Wimpy Kid movies. So we're talking about the first one back in 2010. I did not see this movie back in 2010 because I was born in 2003, so I would have been like not even 10 years old. So I wasn't like able to relate to like high school, middle school type stories yet. I was a kid. I was into my cartoons and shit. But by the time the third one came out, I actually grew to like the stuff because I was in about 6th grade. You're getting into that middle school phase where you're almost there. And so for me, like these, I did grow up on these movies, but I didn't watch them all in the theaters. The only one I saw in theaters was, um, was Dog Days, the third one. So I didn't watch the fourth one because by that point, the phenomenon less kind of faded, and that movie was bad and looked terrible. But this, yeah. So the fourth one I've never seen, but I've seen this whole trilogy before, and I have read the books, not all of them. There's like over 20 now, I believe, or some shit. Like they keep bumping out these books. They have a new one every single year, which is absolutely absurd that they keep making these books because it's the concept as a kid in middle school. But this first movie is really good. It's it's almost a one-to-one recreation of the first book. The cheese touch, the incident with the safety patrol, Riley breaking his arm, Halloween, like all that. It's it's very well a recreation of that first movie, or not first movie, that first book. The rest of the movies, they kind of pick and choose stuff from other books, like Roderick Rules has stuff from The Last Stand and other things like that. But this one particularly is just that first book, and I think they do, which I think gives it a good through line. It makes it a really fun movie that it's really good at recreating every casting decision from the books. Like everybody here is perfect in their role. Steve Zahn, particularly, is a highlight for me as the dad, but yeah, he's everybody in their part is really good. We'll talk about that more when we get to the second one. I feel like it becomes more apparent in the second one, just because everybody's a little bit younger, and some of their acting maybe isn't as strong as it becomes later on. That doesn't make it bad. They're still good. They all do great jobs in their roles. Everybody does a wonderful job. Kid who plays Raleigh does a great job. The kid who plays Greg does a great job. It's just a fun movie. I though watching it now that I'm older, you kind of realize how much of a dick Greg is. Where like when you're a kid, you don't really realize that. Like Greg breaks Riley's arm not on purpose. It was an accident, but he also didn't really apologize either. And then after he breaks his arm, he sees that Riley's getting attention because he broke his arm, and literally brags about the fact that he broke his arm. And then the girls he's bragging to are like, well, then you're a dick. Like, he broke his arm. Like, the fuck? And so that's really funny. There's a lot of great stuff with that in the movie that just makes you laugh as an adult. And I think that's what's great about this movie. These movies are very relatable to someone growing up in middle school or high school, where you're trying to be popular, you're trying to fit in. But there's a funnier, darker side to it if you're an adult. Like, there's been fan theories about how Greg's a sociopath. I don't think that's true, but he definitely acts like one, right? And that's funny. But there's stuff here to really enjoy as an adult, and I think they're like, this is what I look at when I say what's a great family movie. A lot of family movies are kind of given a pass because, well, they're for the kids. No, that's not a family movie. A family movie is like a movie where everybody can enjoy it and have a good time. And it's very rare that movies are like that. This is one of those examples that works really well, and I just really love it. Um, I haven't seen this movie since I was probably back in high school. So probably back when I was like 16 or so, 17, somewhere in there. That's about 3 or 4 years ago. So it's been a while, but yeah, I really enjoyed revisiting it, and I can't wait to watch the sequels because it's the sequels I haven't seen in a while, and that fourth one I've never seen. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, every Sunday, Spencer review of a new Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie.